In this video, we're breaking down La Bicicleta by Carlos Vives and Shakira. We'll explain the grammar and vocab line by line, so you can practice Spanish with the song. Let's look at the line, nada voy a hacer, which means I'm not going to do anything. Nada means nothing, so the whole line literally means nothing I'm going to do. Or in more natural English, I'm not going to do anything. Rebuscando en las heridas del pasado, searching through the wounds of the past. Rebuscando means searching deeply or digging around. The re prefix intensifies the action of the more common verb buscar, meaning to search. En las heridas is literally in the wounds, but it translates in English better as searching through the wounds. Del pasado means of the past. Del is the contraction of de él. So in context, these first two lines mean that it doesn't do any good to dig through old wounds. Next, no voy a perder means I'm not going to lose. This line is a bit subjective in that it never says exactly what he's going to lose. He could just be saying this in a general sense, like I'll never be defeated. It could be referencing the previous line saying something like I won't dwell on old wounds, I won't lose, I won't give in, and I'll stand strong. An alternative interpretation is that whatever he's not going to lose is implied. Perhaps I'm not going to lose something, as in his hometown, his culture, or even just his sense of self. This is a major theme throughout the song. Next we have Yo no quiero ser un tipo de otro lado, which means I don't want to be a guy from somewhere else. Tipo is a casual way to say guy. De otro lado literally means from another side, but translates naturally as from somewhere else. In this line, he's saying he doesn't want to feel like an outsider. He wants to be true to who he is and where he's from. Next, let's look at a tu manera, descomplicado, which means in your own way, uncomplicated. A tu manera means in your manner or in your own way. Here it's referring to doing something in a particular way or style. Descomplicado comes from complicar, to complicate, with the prefix des, expressing negation. Here it means uncomplicated or simple. This line describes someone who does things their own way while keeping life simple and easygoing. Next we have en una bici que te lleve a todos lados, which means on a bike that can take you anywhere. Bici is just a shortening of bicicleta. It's like saying bike instead of bicycle. A todos lados literally means to all sides, but here it's used to say anywhere or everywhere. Notice also that lleve is in the subjunctive form. That's because this is part of an idealized, desired situation. Riding around freely in a way that takes you everywhere. It expresses intent or aspiration, not fact. Using the indicative, que te lleve a todos lados, would shift the meaning to something more concrete or factual. This bike takes you everywhere, which breaks the dreamy, poetic tone of the song. Next we have un vallenato desesperado, which means a desperate vallenato song. Vallenato is a traditional Colombian music style. Desesperado means desperate, full of longing and intense emotion, which perfectly describes this song. Next, let's look at una cartica que yo guardo donde te escribí, which means a little letter I keep where I wrote to you. Cartica is the diminutive of carta, letter. The ica ending makes it affectionate, like little letter or dear letter. Guardo means to keep or to save. I like to remember this word by relating it to the English word guard, as saving something is like guarding or protecting it. In this line, they're keeping a sweet little letter in which they pour out their feelings for someone. It's a little ambiguous if the tú throughout the song is an actual person or if it's a personification of their hometown where they grew up. It's probably the latter. Next, we have que te sueño y que te quiero tanto, which means that I dream of you and that I love you so much. This line starts with que because it connects to the previous line, where I wrote to you that I dream of you and that I love you so much. Te sueño literally means I dream you, but it's better expressed in English as I dream of you. Te quiero means I love you. Querer can mean both to want and to love. And here it's expressing more of an affectionate love. Tanto means so much, intensifying the feelings. Next, we have que hace rato está mi corazón latiendo por ti, which means that for a while my heart's been beating for you. This line also connects to the earlier line, where I wrote to you that for a while my heart's been beating for you. Hace rato means for a while. Spanish uses hacer, to make or do, to express time, since it thinks of time as being continuously made and not past like we do in English. Latiendo comes from latir, to beat. It's the gerund form, meaning beating. Next, la que yo guardo donde te escribí means the one I keep where I wrote to you. Here, la que means the one that, and it's referring to the cartica, or little card, from the earlier line. Next, let's look at Puedo ser feliz, which means I can be happy. Notice ser is used here instead of estar, because she's talking about being happy in general, not just in the moment. The next line is pretty straightforward. Caminando relajada entre la gente, meaning walking relaxed among the people. Next we have Yo te quiero así, which means I love you the way you are, like this. Así means like this or this way. So she's saying she loves this person exactly as they are, without wanting them to change. She loves their relaxed, uncomplicated manner. Next we have y me gustas porque eres diferente, which means, and I like you because you are different. Notice me gustas. This literally means you please me, but translates as I like you. Spanish flips the structure compared to English. Notice this line uses ser and not estar. She's talking about their essential character, not a temporary state. Next we have a mi manera despelucado, which means in my own way disheveled. Despelucado is a colorful word that is related to the word peluca, wig. It means disheveled or messy-haired. I like to remember it by thinking about how messy and disheveled one's hair is after removing a wig. Here, it's used more metaphorically to refer to someone a bit wild and carefree. Next, en una bici que me lleva a todos lados means on a bike that takes me everywhere. This line is pretty much the same as the one we saw earlier, except now we've switched from the subjunctive to the indicative. Earlier it said, en una bici que te lleve a todos lados, on a bike that can take you everywhere, but here it's en una bici que me lleva a todos lados, on a bike that actually does take me everywhere. It's no longer hypothetical. Next, let's look at ella es la favorita, la que canta en la zona, which means she is the favorite, the one who sings in the area. La favorita means the favorite, as in the favorite one. La que canta literally means the one that sings or the one who sings. La zona means the area and is related to the English word zone. Here Carlos is saying that Shakira is the beloved singer of her community. Next, we have se mueven sus caderas como un barco en las olas, which means her hips move like a boat on the waves. Se mueven literally means they move themselves. The se makes it reflexive. Sus caderas means her hips. So this is literally saying her hips move themselves, or more naturally, her hips move. Como un barco en las olas, like a boat on the waves. This is referring to smooth, swaying motion. This is perhaps a reference to Shakira's song, Hips Don't Lie. Next, we have tiene los pies descalzos como un niño que adora, which means she's barefoot like a child full of wonder. Notice los pies, the feet, but it's really referring to her feet. In Spanish, body parts take the definite article, but they're understood as belonging to whoever we are talking about. Pies descalzos means barefoot feet, although the literal translation is more like feet without shoes. In Spanish, calzar means to put on shoes, so descalzar means to take off shoes. So descalzo is the adjective form, without shoes. Como un niño que adora literally means like a child who adores, but I think the translation, like a child full of wonder, captures the essence better. describing that innocent, amazed way children experience the world. So she's portrayed as natural and innocent, experiencing life with childlike wonder and openness. Next, we have y sus cabellos largos son un sol que te antoja, which means, and her long hair is a sun that makes you crave her. Cabellos literally means hairs, but here it's just referring to her hair in general. Que te antoja literally means that makes you crave. This word functions like gustar in that it flips the usual English structure. The one causing the craving is the subject, and the person feeling the craving, te, you, is the indirect object. So her hair is compared to the sun, radiant and irresistibly attractive. Next we have le gusta que le digan que es la niña la Lola, which means she likes it when they say she's the girl, the Lola. Le gusta que le digan literally means it pleases her that they say to her, or she likes it that they say to her. Notice digan is subjunctive because it expresses a feeling, wish, or desire about something that is not necessarily a reality, but rather something the speaker hopes or wants to be true. La niña, la Lola. These are affectionate nicknames. Using la before names in Spanish makes them sound like special titles. The girl, the Lola. Lola is just an affectionate nickname for a young girl. This line explains that she likes being called by these endearing names. It shows how beloved she is in her community. Next, we have le gusta que la miren cuando ella baila sola, which means she likes it that they watch her when she dances by herself. Just like the previous line, miren uses the subjunctive because it's about what she likes to happen, not a definite fact. Sola means alone or by herself. So she enjoys being watched even when dancing solo, showing her confidence and love of attention. Next, we have le gusta más la casa que no pasen las horas, which I translated as she'd rather be at home where the hours just don't pass. Más la casa literally means more the house, but it's really saying she prefers home or she'd rather be at home. Que no pasen las horas, literally that doesn't pass the hours. Here it's referring to how time stands still when she's at home. Literally, the house, i.e. home, doesn't pass the hours. Notice also that pasen uses the subjunctive because it's talking about what she likes. Next, le gusta Barranquilla, le gusta Barcelona, means she likes Barranquilla, she likes Barcelona. This line is referring to how Shakira likes both cities. She likes Barranquilla, where she grew up, and she likes Barcelona, where she later moved to be with her now ex-partner Piqué. Next, let's look at llévame en tu bicicleta, which means take me on your bicycle. Llévame is a playful repetition. Lleva means take, and llévame means take me. Here it's using the command form of the verb llevar. Next we have Óyeme Carlos, llévame en tu bicicleta, which means listen Carlos, take me on your bicycle. Óyeme comes from oír, to hear. It's the command form with me attached. It literally means hear me, which is better translated as listen to me. Llévame is llevar, to take in command form with me attached. Take me. Spanish attaches pronouns directly to commands, so she's calling out to Carlos by name, asking him to take her along on his bike. It's personal and direct. Next, we have Quiero que recorramos juntos esa zona, which means I want us to travel together through that area. Notice que recorramos. After quiero, Spanish uses que plus the subjunctive because it's expressing a desire, not a fact. Recorramos comes from recorrer, to travel through or explore a place thoroughly. It comes from the verb correr, meaning to run, but has the re prefix, originally meaning something like running back and forth across an area. Over time, the meaning shifted from the act of running back and forth to focus more on the space being covered during the movement. Notice also that recorramos is in the subjunctive because it's describing what she wants. Esa zona means that area. She wants to explore that special region together with him. Next we have desde Santa Marta hasta La Arenosa, which means from Santa Marta to La Arenosa. Santa Marta is a city on the coast of Colombia. In English, the name of the city translates to Saint Martha. It was named in honor of the biblical saint. La Arenosa is a nickname for the Colombian city of Barranquilla. It comes from arena, sand, and oso, a suffix used to form verbs. So arenoso means sandy. Here, though it's feminine, aronosa, because it's referring to a ciudad, which is also feminine, and it has la on it, which makes this a sort of title, the sandy one. In this line, she's saying she wants to travel from Santa Marta to Barranquilla, two Colombian cities. Next we have pa que juguemos bola y trapo allá en chancleta, which means so we can play ragball there in flip-flops. Pa is casual Spanish for para, so para que means so that, and she's giving the reason for the journey from the earlier line. Notice that juguemos, we play, is in the subjunctive. The phrase para que triggers the subjunctive because it's used to express the purpose of the action. It can be helpful to think of it as referring to what someone wants to happen and not what is happening. And that's exactly what the subjunctive is used for. Something uncertain or hypothetical instead of real. Bola de trapo is a contraction of bola de trapo, meaning ball of rag, or in English, rag ball. This is referring to a homemade ball made from cloth scraps. In chancleta means in flip-flops. This paints a picture of carefree childhood games in warm weather. So she wants to go there and play simple, nostalgic games together. Next, we have que si a Piqué algún día le muestres el tayrona, which means if you one day ever show Piqué the tayrona. Notice this line starts with the word que. In casual Spanish, que can be used to introduce an extra comment or idea, and it's often paired with commands. For example, estudia que mañana tienes examen. Study because you have a test tomorrow. In that case, the second part explains or justifies the command. But more broadly, Spanish uses que to add loosely connected ideas, often just to continue the flow of thought. That's what's happening in this lyric. It's connecting to the prior line, take me on your bicycle. But the second part isn't really a reason to be taken on the bike. It's more like an extra comment. Take me on your bicycle, and hey, if you ever showed Piqué the tayrona, he wouldn't want to leave for Barcelona. A Piqué is Gerard Piqué, Shakira's ex-partner. The a is needed in Spanish when showing something to a person. Le muestres uses the subjunctive because it's hypothetical. If you ever show him. The le refers back to Piqué. El Tayrona is Tayrona National Park in Colombia, a stunning coastal paradise. So she's saying if Carlos ever shows Piqué this beautiful Colombian place, something will happen, which we'll see in the next line. Next we have después no querrá irse pa Barcelona, which means afterwards he won't want to leave for Barcelona. Querrá is the future tense of querer, he will want, but with no it becomes he won't want. Irse is the reflexive form of ir. It means to leave or to go away, emphasizing departure from a place. Pa is casual for para, like saying to instead of in order to. So she's saying that once Piqué experiences the beauty of Colombia's Tayrona, he won't want to return to Barcelona. Colombia will win his heart. Next we have que si a mi Piqué tú le muestres el Tayrona, which means if you ever show my Piqué the Tayrona. This line is pretty much the same as one of the lines we saw earlier, except here instead of a Piqué, it says a mi Piqué, which affectionately emphasizes that it's her Piqué. And similarly, instead of just le muestres el Tayrona, it's tú le muestres el Tayrona. If you ever show my Piqué the Tayrona. And we're finished. If you liked this explanation, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more Spanish song breakdowns. And don't forget to check us out online at buenospanish.com for more content to help you learn Spanish. Thanks for watching.